What's going on, Bearbones? I hope you guys are having a great Valentine's night. My name is Seth, and I'm really excited that you're able to be here tonight. I'm sorry that I can't be there with you guys, but I'm really excited to hopefully having the opportunity to spend some time with you guys in the future at other events that are coming up. I just want to share a quick word about what's going on in my life lately and what God's really been showing me, and hopefully share a testimony that is able to encourage you and just draw you closer to God and the reality of who He is. In December and January, I had the opportunity to spend 6 weeks in India, the last 2 of which I was all by myself, except for a few of the relatives and family that I was able to visit while I was there. And during that time, I lost one of the relationships that was closest and dearest to me in that time and in that season, and I felt crushed and hurt and lost, and I really struggled. And it was in those moments, in the time where I was just literally by myself, and at one point, had no place to go. I'm alone in a foreign country. I don't speak the language. I'm going from being with individuals, like friends, every single waking moment, and sleeping with these people in an environment, or in a close environment, right? You're traveling, you're in a place that you don't know, but you at least have that company and that closeness, that fellowship. And I go from that to being completely by myself and having to walk through this seemingly alone. And finally, coming to the realization that there's going to be times where we feel all alone and there's nothing that we can do about it, and the only place that we can go is God. Literally the only option that I had at that point in time. There wasn't anybody that I can call, there wasn't anybody that I could talk to, there wasn't anything that I could do other than run to God. And so I want to challenge you and encourage you that in the ways that you've hurt, in the ways that you've been hurt, in the ways that you felt betrayed and lost and rejected, that God, He feels that, He understands that, and He recognizes that. And what I've continued to be challenged by in these days and weeks since then is that as I recognize the way that I feel and the way that I hurt and mourn, that's how God feels, and He feels so much more than that. When we deny Him, when we sin, when we turn away from Him, and when we make those conscious decisions to disobey Him, and how much more so does He feel that betrayal and that hurt and that heartache and brokenness than we can understand. And so I want to challenge you and encourage you, He knows how you feel. And what I've taken away is that the time and the energy and the passion, the pursuit that I was pouring into that relationship, how does that really compare to the passion and the presence and the intentionality that I'm putting into my pursuit of Christ? And what does that look like for you? But personally, if I walk around saying that, I want God to be my number one pursuit, I want Him to be the focus of my life, that's easy to say. But I wasn't doing that. And it's in that loss of that relationship and that heartache that I'm able to see that, right? And that I'm able to recognize, I should be chasing after God way more intently than I was any other relationship that I've had with anyone or with any person or any desire of my own heart. That pursuit and that desire and that passion, that needs to be how we are seeking God and we're running after Him. And so as you go through life, as you're dealing with these changes and the challenges that you face, the loneliness, the heartache, take that time to step back, to recognize that He's there with you, and He He wants to be a part of those sufferings with you, but he wants to bring you out of that suffering, and he wants you to have that passion and that pursuit for him above anything else. And that it's through that he begins to mend and to care and to change our hearts and to direct us to things that will continue to glorify him and edify his kingdom. And I just want you to know that you're loved, and that these people that are sitting right next to you right now, like, they love you and they care for you, and they're going to be there with you, like, and for you in whatever you're going through, and they want to do that for you. And so take this evening and the things that you hear from anyone else and everyone else that are going on and through the worship, and I ask that you would just be intentional about, like, finding somebody that you can connect with. If you're struggling, if there's something that you are just carrying right now, and you're just breaking under the load of this weight, right? That you reach out to somebody that's with you tonight, and, like, hey, tell them, like, hey, I need your help right now. Like, we can talk another time. Like, I don't want to talk about it right now, but, like, just be thinking of me, praying for me. Like, let's try to get together. Let's sit down. Let's talk. Let's see what God has to say about this. And can you help me? Like, that's a big thing, right? Just asking for help. So know that you're loved. Know that we want you, like, regardless of what you think or where you stand, like, we want you to be part of this community, and we want you to know that you're loved and cared for, and we want to be there with you in anything that you're going through, whether it's happy or sad times, right? So I just ask God's blessing upon you tonight, and that his word and his presence would continue to be in your midst, and that his kingdom would be glorified in you and through you and everything that's going on, and just praise and glory to him. You guys, we love you. I love you. I'll see you next time. Have a great night.